Hi guys, I'm Clinton with the Barbecue Pit Stop, and today we're gonna do beef ribs. All right, so today we're gonna start with one of my favorite things, beef ribs. It's also known as brisket on a stick. We start with them upside down. There's a real thick membrane on the back. And I have heard a couple of people say that they leave it. If they take it off, it tends to allow that protein to pull away from the bone and fall off during cooking. I've never experienced that. I've left the skin on in the back, and it just doesn't taste as well. It's a texture feel in my mouth that I don't like. So we're gonna start by pulling these off. Now, just like a pork rib, you can start by prying it up from a bone, get a little piece up, and start pulling, but these are extremely thick. Unlike a pork rib, that's a very, very thin one, this has a lot of give. You might even be able to get away with using a knife underneath it and cutting them off. This tends to be, see how thick that is coming off? This tends to be faster for me, but I've never been able to pull it off in one piece like you do with ribs. So don't get discouraged if you can't just pull one piece off all at once. Bit by bit is perfectly fine, as long as you get it all the way off. Next thing we're gonna do is cut off all of this fat from the top of the rib. You wanna expose as much of the protein as you can. This fat will start to render. If you put a rub on it, it will start to fall off, and you're not gonna get a lot that's gonna stick to the protein. So we're gonna start trimming this stuff off. Don't go crazy with it. You don't have to chase fat veins. These have a lot of fat on them, which is what you want. So don't try to take it all off, just skimming the top. Kind of like what you do with a brisket or a pork butt, tri-tip, almost in cut. You're just going to take off that top layer. Expose that protein. All right, guys, I think I have this one, both of these trimmed up pretty good. You can see these little pieces of fat around here. You don't want to chase them. They're gonna go way down. You're gonna end up getting these weird divots in your ribs. We want to avoid those, so just straight across as much as you can. You can see here I started chasing it, and I did what I told you not to do. Just straight across, take off that top layer of fat. And now I'm going to do something that I don't normally do, and that is I'm going to use a binder. Today we're going to be using the W sauce. This is just the original W sauce. Shake it up a bit. Pour a little on here. You don't want much. You don't want all you're trying to do is get a little moisture on the protein so that your rubs will stick to this meat. On both sides, do it on the side if you want. We're not going to put anything on the back. We're only going to season the top and the sides. So we're just going to put a little bit more there. There's nothing really on the back, so we don't care about it. All right, that looks good to me. Like I said, not much, just enough to put some moisture on here. And today we're gonna use True Bud and All-Star. It's a fantastic combination. I always start by seasoning these sides first. Pat it in, let it hold. I end up not needing much on the side, but do it anyway. All right, on this one. Since we're putting 2 rubs on here, you don't need to go too heavy. Light to medium coat on both. You do want a good amount of rub on here, but you don't need to just take it and saturate it. Just one thin to medium coat on both of them. If you like True Bud, it has some coarse grind salt and pepper in it. And because of that coarse grind, it leaves a little bit of some gaps, which is where we will come in with the All-Star and fill in those gaps. While I'm doing this, I want to thank Creekstone. These are Creekstone ribs. I like these big Dino ribs. We got them from our local butcher. Called them up, said, hey, this is what we're looking for. They sent us some fantastic looking ribs. Heavy down there. All right, this looks good to me. We're gonna let these just kind of sit here for about 30 minutes to an hour outside, well, out of the fridge. We're gonna let that binder take hold of it. We're gonna let this rub kind of soak in a little bit, and then we're gonna go throw it on the smoker. So we've had these ribs sitting out for about an hour. It's time to put them on. We're gonna put them on our Traeger Timberline XL at 275 degrees. As we put these on, I'm gonna put them right on the middle rack. We're also going to use the meter and the ThermalWorks RFX. We're gonna put the ThermalWorks in this one and the meter in this one. That's it. We're gonna leave them on here at 275 degrees. We're gonna check them periodically throughout the day. They should take anywhere between 5 and 7 hours. Well, this is a perfect example of what you need to do when you have to change things on the fly. We have 2 racks of ribs in here. One of them is doing very well. It's sitting at about 185 degrees or so. It's coming up to temp the way that we want it. The other one has kind of slowed down. We're at about 162. So we're gonna wrap that one to do the Texas crutch, get it up to temp so that these finish fairly close to the same. We're gonna wrap these in butcher paper. I'm gonna grab this larger one, set her down. I'm actually gonna wrap it that direction. See, look how fantastic that looks so far. It's doing a good job. It's starting to pull away, but we need it to finish off a little bit quicker. There we go. And that's it. Put it right back in. Okay guys, it's been about 6 hours since these have been on. We are looking for probe tenderness, and we started probing these at about 195 degrees. This one got probe tender at, looks like 196, 197. This one got probe tender at about, looks like 203, 202. These are looking done. We're gonna pull them off. We're going to let them rest for about an hour. Okay guys, these ribs have been resting for about an hour. It's time to slice into them and see what we got. We're gonna start with the unwrapped ones first. Man, goodness. I feel sorry for you guys. You don't get to smell this and smell how good this, oh yeah. Got some nice thick bark on there. Oh, that's fantastic. Put that one away. Look at that smoke ring. Look at how much juice is coming out of it. Oh, dude, it's getting all over the place. Well, I'm not gonna bite it off the rib. I'm just gonna slice it a little bit. There you go, just take one slice off so I can try it. Oh my gosh, it's falling apart. This is so good. That thick bark. Oh, that was fantastic. All right, now we're gonna try the other one, that wrapped one. They finish at about the same time. We were very happy with that. Sometimes you have to adjust halfway through your cook process. That's what we had to do here. Oh yeah, this one smells good too. All right, let's just get rid of that. All right, let's slice into these, see how this one is. It doesn't have as good of a bark on this as the other one, but look at that juiciness. Look at how much moisture is in this thing. All right, I'm ready. I'm excited to try this one. I'm gonna do the same thing, just cut a little bite off of this. Is that wrapping? The bark isn't as hard or as set as the unwrapped one, but it's very juicy, very tender on this one, falling apart. This is good stuff, guys. You gotta try this recipe at home. Just falling apart. If you have any questions, reach out to us at barbecuepitstop.com. Anything that we use in this video today, you can get on our website, www.barbecuepitstop.com. Thanks for doing beef ribs with us, guys. You could go into any of our local locations. We have 5 of them spanning from Layton, Murray, Lehigh, Payson, and St. George. Any of our locations, we can help you out doing the exact same thing that you saw here in this video.